Hey, Maria, back with another video. It's 9:53 Sunday morning. I'm half dressed. I have to do my hair, and then I'm going to run out and get some money to do my laundry, which I really need to get done because it's kind of piling up at the moment. Yeah, it's a little expensive doing laundry, but what can you do? So anyway, I was thinking this morning, every day I wake up with this sick feeling in my stomach. Because of everything that's happened. And I will tell you that it is a very terrifying situation to be in. I don't get any comfort from it. I don't ever relax. I don't ever feel safe. I'm always in a constant state of agitation because of this. And when you're in this program, it sends a message to you that you're not safe. I don't feel protected at any time. Never. I'm never feeling like I am safe at all. I'm in a constant state of worry, constant state of agitation, and I'm always sick, from the time I wake up in the morning. I usually feel a little bit better in the evening, but the mornings are the hardest time for me, mainly because there's so many things that I feel like I have to do, but then I'm afraid of my efforts trying to improve my situation are going to be somehow not taken seriously, or I'm going to deal with some sort of person that I don't want to have to deal with. This has been an absolute nightmare for me, and for people to involve themselves into my family. I'm referring to my blood relations, as well as Joel's family, which I don't, that to me is just, it's all weird, okay, but it's just all just inappropriate and just stupid. So I feel sick, the mornings are extremely hard for me, and I can't tell you how frustrating it is to be in a situation like this. And I'm really trying to urge people to stay out of their family's employment issues, and to not ever discuss people's information, online or anything like that, because this is the sort of stuff that literally is destroying people's lives, I think I've said pretty much, or covered as much as I possibly know about what got me to this situation, got me in this situation, and but still, I will never have closure, complete and total closure on this subject, and that is what causes so much frustration. There was a girl who did a video recently, and she was basically saying, how do you start healing or how do you get closure when you don't really know what's happened to you? Now, I know bits and pieces, but I don't know the whole thing, you know what I mean? And I certainly don't understand why you get some of these people that to me are perfect strangers. Some of these people that called me in for interviews, I've never even known them, never seen them before or whatever, and why they would act out this sort of hostility to me is just an absolute, it makes no sense to me. But it's extremely terrifying for a person who's all by themselves, who is in a financial situation that they didn't have to be in, and it is something that plays heavily on my mind. 24 hours a day I am thinking about this situation. There is nothing that ever brings me any comfort from it. Seriously. Seriously, while I'm out in town, I'm thinking about it. While I'm at home, I'm thinking about it. And for some people would say, well, you got to get your mind off of it. How can you get your mind off of it? How could you get your mind off of something that is so traumatic? For years that this has been going on, you know what I mean? And now I'm at this state, and I'm like, I don't know what to do. I really don't. I have no idea what I can do. I can't figure out how to plan my life. I don't know what's going to work, what's not going to. Seriously, it's like you don't know how to formulate a plan to get yourself out of it. You have no idea, because everything that you do somehow gets thwarted by a system that's in place that I didn't ask to be a part of. And of course, you know, you got these weird freaks, you know, that literally like to traumatize you, bring you in for job interviews, so they can just basically traumatize you further. You know, I don't understand that part of it. I really don't. I don't want to be a part of anybody's game. I don't want to be a part of it. And oftentimes, you know, you'll see ads, you know, for jobs, and I don't know what's to be real or what's not at this point. You know what I mean? But I have to make an effort to look for work at the same time. It's very hard. It's very hard on me, and it's extremely demoralizing to constantly run around in circles and not knowing, you know, if I'm going to be okay, am I going to be safe, am I going to be able to pay off the internal IRS, am I going to be able, and this is what bothers me so badly, because the constant fluctuation in shitty jobs, you know, mainly like, for example, the last one I just worked, okay, that didn't really pay hardly anything, really, when I think about it. And then what happens is you start accumulating just debt, you know. It never seems to get better. And they offer you these solutions that don't really help your situation at all, you know. And that job was set up, you know. I could tell by the way the owners were acting when I was at the interview, that, you know, their actions and their mannerisms were kind of giving them away. But, you know, I was in a tight spot, you know, and I accepted the job anyway. And I don't like being put in situations where I don't have choices, you know. I should be making more money than what that was offered, and I should be given more duties than what I was assigned. And I feel so lost. Like I can't tell you what it feels like to be in this situation. There's nights I don't sleep. I usually get maybe 5 hours of sleep. That's about it, you know. And there's been nights like last week that I slept. I didn't go to bed till like 3 o'clock in the morning, and then I wake up at 8 o'clock, you know, and then I wake up with this dread and this fear, and looking at job ads are just absolutely traumatizing to me. It's just constantly filled with more and more shock, more terror, more all of it. And I don't understand how someone could think that this sort of behavior is appropriate in any way, shape, or form. I really don't. Especially when a person is in a situation that I'm in right now, you know. Today's Sunday. I tend to feel a little bit more at ease on the weekends. And then on the weekdays, it's the days where I really need to start looking for work, is when it really starts to hit me. The feelings of ill, I mean, I just get ill, is what I do. You know what I mean? When you're in a situation, like I said, you don't know what you're supposed to do. You know, you have no idea on what's going to happen to you next. You know, I resent my family for their psychotic need to control my life, you know. There's nothing about me that needs their help, you know what I mean? I never wanted their help. I never asked for it, you know. They've created such a nightmare, and not just in this town, they've created it everywhere, you know. And so the magnitude of this whole issue is very, very traumatizing. So, you know, and then the issue of me not being able to pay my rent on time is another issue that really bothers me, because I like to pay my rent up front if I can, you know, no later than maybe 10 days out is what but it's like I don't even have enough of unemployment really to really even pay all my bills, okay? So I'm relying on my son, which, you know, he's young, and I don't like asking him for shit. I don't like asking people for anything, okay? But, you know, he's helping me out, and I don't feel good about it at all. You know, these people just literally fucked my shit up so bad that it's not even funny. Like, you know, had I worked in 2015, and had a job, and then when I got laid off over at the other company that I was working at, I would have had enough money in my unemployment fund to give me the proper amount. And see, that's just it. Yeah, they limited my ability to make those decisions when I needed to make those decisions. You know, because I'll tell you, when I was living in Lancaster, I tried really hard to find a job, and then I ended up getting a job in Los Angeles, which was really a big source of depression for me, extreme depression. I would come home and just want to just be by myself. I mean, I really felt that job was like really demoralizing and worthless. It was a worthless job, you know. It wasn't anything that I felt like was going to help me, you know, get to the next step or anything like that. And that's what bothers me so much. I mean, everything that I do, I try to do something that's going to help me build up for the next thing that I'm going for. And that's what you're supposed to do, you know. And and then the last job, that was a horrible situation to be in from day one. Where I didn't even start the job and the bullshit started happening. I'm under a constant amount of stress. And me talking about it is somewhat like, it helps a lot, you know, because there's a lot of targeted individuals who are in my situation, a lot. With narcissistic families, or people who want to involve themselves or attach themselves to their personal life and everything. And I can't understand. I mean, I literally wake up in the morning and I ask myself, how in the world did anybody get duped into believing that somebody would have rights over another person? How could somebody be that stupid? And I look at people and I keep thinking, you know, what is the difference between an average intelligent person and a retarded person in this day and age? I mean, how could somebody even think that for 1 minute? Nobody has any rights over anybody. As long as you're over the age of 18, how could somebody even think that? You know, and that's not trying to insult people, but when I look at people, I don't know what to think. You know? And then why would you toy with somebody who's in a very, very desperate situation? Why would you even think of doing something like that? It's warped. You know, I'm dealing with a lot of warped, crazy people, and I don't feel safe. I don't feel safe at all. You know, I'm thinking, okay, you know, my unemployment's going to run out in a few months, and I don't want to sit here and have to be staffed up with another IRS bill, because this stuff costs money. You know what I mean? It costs money to be, you know, to receive unemployment benefits, because, you know, it's not taxed. And if I did take it out, taxes out while I'm getting paid, then I would have less money to live on, which I'm already scraping by. You know what I mean? So, yeah, I mean, you know, I make sure that I have food. I try to put off my utility bills as much as I possibly can. You know, yes, I have started smoking, and it is an expensive habit, you know. But some people will say, well, you know, believe me, I'm trying to quit smoking. But think about the kind of stress I'm under. This is a tremendous amount of stress to be under. When you don't know what's going to happen to you the next, what's going to happen tomorrow, you know. And then you got people who, like, you know, I don't understand how people could put somebody in this situation. I really don't. Because to me, to do something like this is just pure evil. It is absolutely evil. Period. You know? How could somebody be so fucking goddamn wicked? Is what I keep continually asking myself. Either wicked or ignorant or stupid. You know what I mean? So in this day and age, I really don't think anybody has the right to judge other people based on their mental abilities. You know, like, for example, somebody thinking that because when I look at most people, I'm thinking, you have to be a fucking retard to think that somebody would actually have some sort of rights over a grown person. You know? I can't understand that. I mean, how in the world could somebody be that fucking retarded? Seriously. Anyway, I had to release that because I'm so angry at this point, you know. I'm angry, and I'm frustrated, and I'm terrified. Is exactly how I feel. You know, and so anyway, with that being said, I better go ahead and do my hair and go out and get a little bit more quarters, because I think I have a little bit more laundry. that I actually, well, actually I think I have like 2 loads, but I think I'm short of a few quarters, so I have to go out and find a change machine somehow and go get some quarters. But anyway, yeah, I mean, yeah, this is just one of my rants, you know, of concern and the way that I'm feeling this morning, and I don't like this feeling. I don't like having to feel this way on a daily basis, and this is what a lot of people are feeling because of the incompetence of, number one, you're dealing with narcissistic people. Number two, you're dealing with people who don't know what the hell they're doing in the workplace, thinking that this sort of stuff is appropriate. And that's my big point, you know, and I'm glad I do understand this part of it, because hopefully people will understand that they do have rights and try to work towards, you know, getting a better life for themselves. Because a lot of these people are being held prisoner by their families or being trapped in certain situations by their families, and they have no right to do that or be in that situation. So when people start realizing that they have rights, maybe, hopefully, it can help other people. Hopefully. Anyway, I'm going to wrap this video up, and I'll be back with another one later. Have a great day.